Okay, guys, we are live now. Based on the topic of this live, we are talking about how you can make this simple strategy that I'm going to show you 90 to 100% win rate. Okay, now sometimes they tell you there's no strategy that's 100%, but you can get really close to that number if you follow a very simple strategy. I'm going to show you two strategies that our members in the Smart Wolf Club community are using right now. Not yesterday, but right now as we speak. Some of them are actually doing that right now. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, very simple. Using free tools to a few that you may have to subscribe to. But if you're opposed to subscription, you can just use the free tools and you can achieve a very, very high success rate. Okay. But before we go into that, I want to give you a bonus. And normally I give you a bonus training either at the end of the training or at the beginning. So this time I'm going to do two bonuses. Okay. So you guys are, we love you so much. Those of you who are spending time with us. In fact, the fact of the matter is that some of you have been very patient. We were supposed to have this live earlier today, very early in the morning, but we had technical difficulties with the internet. As I told you, sometimes the internet we can't control these things. Okay. So, and my technical guys tell me now it's okay. They fixed everything. We're able to go live now. So I am here. And of course, they say patience pays. You got to be patient, and it tests your patience. For you to learn something worthwhile, you have to be patient. For you to succeed in anything, you have to have the patience. Okay. I do know most of you have been brought up through, the traditional way. Go to school, get a good grade, get 18 years, go to primary or elementary to high school, 18 years. By the time you leave high school, you're about 18 years old. And then there's still some of you go to colleges, another 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years, 12 years, depending on what programs you are into. If some of you are doctors, surgeons, maybe another 12 years post high school. Okay. Residencies included, training. Some of you are professional lawyers, whatever it is, an attorney. Again, that's another schooling, 10 years, 12 years. Some of you go back for postgraduate studies, PhDs, another 5, 6, 7 years after that. So patience in life is the same thing. So good things take time and it trains you to be patient. So I've learned to be patient. Now, I don't want to waste a lot of time on this, but it is very important that we get our gray matter and white matter, the slightly over 3-pound material here. We got to get it under control because that's what's fooling most of us. We have no control. We have lost control of our this thing between the ears here. We call it the gray matter and the white matter. You lost control of that and it is driving you nuts. You can't focus on anything. You can't start something and finish. You start this, you start many foundations, you don't finish. And a lot of us have been victims of that. Okay, now some of us have been online for many, many years, since 1998. Some of our coaches, we have a lot of coaches in the Smart Wolf Club all over the world. We have coaches from Japan, India, USA, anywhere. Josephine up here, she's here from Sydney, Australia, been with us for many, many years, 15, 16, 17 years in the Smart Wolf Club. Malemala from Cape Town, South Africa, one of the coaches. So I'm just mentioning a few names. There's thousands of members. We have members who come from countries where they live under $1 per day. And one of the examples I'm going to show you is from one of our students who has freely accepted to share his journey in getting this passive. We're looking for semi-passive or passive income online. Okay. Something you can do that doesn't take a lot of time. Okay. A lot of brain power. Okay. Because, sorry guys, I'm trying to organize my papers here. Something here, I got a lot of papers here, so I'm just trying to organize them so I have enough room to show you guys what we have in store for you. So before we proceed, let's put the two house cleaning things. And as I said, I'm going to show you two bonuses today if you stay up to the end of the training. And at the beginning of this training right now, I'm going to show you a bonus. And then after that, I'm going to show you a bonus at the end of the training. So you make sure you stay. And throughout the training, I'm going to be sharing key nuggets, okay? Key nugget, alpha concepts that you can use and then maybe they can just change your mindset about making money online passively to achieve the freedoms. Now, have we gotten there yet? It's a journey. We're still in the journey, and you can join us on the journey because they say together we can walk very, very far. And that's why we sharing this for free. Now, do me one favor, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Let us grow this channel. We need at least 10,000 members for YouTube to start sharing this information virally, okay, to more and more members. And then, of course, make sure you watch the entire video because the entire video is jam-packed with nuggets. Some of it is going to touch on your mindset. Some of it is just life experiences. Some of it is going to talk about the strategy. Okay, the strategies are very simple. You'll realize they are extremely simple, that some of you may miss the point. Okay, if you're not careful, you're going to miss the point. You're going to miss the whole strategy because it is so simple. Keep it simple, stupid. We keep them so simple. A lot of students miss the point and they struggle and struggle. They come back to us after they have blown one account after another, and they're losing money. Okay, and we all go through this. Okay, losing money, blowing accounts, trying different objects, different strategies, shiny object syndrome. We all suffer from that. Okay, so we want to stop that by giving you 1-2 strategies that you can take right now, because most people are impatient. Okay, most people lack the patience. Most people want to see results today. The microwave mentality, especially nowadays, with all this internet, with all this going online things, everybody is in a hurry to get somewhere, so with all this AI, you can just get an answer right away. Like today, a few hours ago, I was playing with AI. I was trying to answer a quiz using AI, and the AI has repeatedly achieved 70 to 80% correct answers. There was the 10% that it didn't get, it wouldn't figure out. I tried so many quizzes, and each quiz was between 70, 80, and some of them it actually scored 90%, but on average was between 70 and 80% using AI, okay, to answer very technical quizzes, technical questions. This is not like some generic gossip or some news. No, this is like technical questions, very, very technical questions. And I was amazed at how much this AI has developed. A few years ago, maybe you could not get those answers, but right now, it's achieving. These are not to scare you guys, but they're achieving at least 70 to 80%, which is a B. Probably you can literally get a B mean score by just using AI to answer the questions. All I was doing was copy paste the question from the quiz, paste it on an AI platform, and the AI gives me the answer, and I check the answer, and then I finalize, submit the answers, and I come up with a 70 to 80% pass mark, 70 to 80%, and it says passed, so the quiz was recorded as passed, yet I was just using, these were sample quizzes, okay, it's nothing serious, but I was just playing around with AI, okay. So in the trading world where making money online, a lot of people are leveraging AI. I know most of you know about chat GPTs, and then some people know about the Chinese one. What's the name, guys? What's the Chinese one? Let's see if you guys know about AI. What's the Chinese AI platform called? What is it called, guys? Nobody? I'm waiting. Okay, it's called DeepSeek. Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you what it's called. It's called DeepSeek. Now, can you guys hear me though? If you guys can't hear me, let me know, because we have had cases where we go through the entire webinar and this audio is zero. If you guys can't hear me, let me know so I can try to let my technical guy know they have to adjust something. All right, I think you guys can all hear me. So let us look at the first bonus. But before we do that, because I'm going to be showing numbers or figures, money, and when people see money, they go crazy. So I don't want you to go wild and crazy here. So let's do the 2 housekeeping activities that we do. So we're going to do 2 bonuses, guys. This is how this webinar is going to be. It's going to be a very short webinar. Don't worry. Number one, I'm going to start with the bonus, and then I'm going to go into the strategy. There are two strategies that I want to share with you guys what our members are using right now to achieve a 90 to 100% success rate online trading, Forex, stocks, crypto, anything. And I'm going to show you it works on everything, gold, silver, everything. Okay. And then I'm going to give you a bonus at the end of the training. So make sure you stay throughout the training so you don't miss, because you don't know when I'm going to share this. Okay. Why am I doing this? So that you guys can watch the entire webinar. Okay, I don't want you to watch part of it, skip this because you want to go to your funny cut videos. I want you to be able to focus for at least the shortest time we're going to be here together. Okay, give me your undivided attention. Very important that I get you undivided. It motivates us in the community to make more of these free trainings. Okay, so we're not going to sell you anything. Put your credit card away. Put your pocketbook away. Nothing is going to be sold here. Okay, we're just going to show you, give you the alpha knowledge strategy that you can take right now and run. Now, who is this for? This is for anybody. It doesn't matter whether you're a beginner or you're an advanced trader. You can spend your time here and you may maybe learn one or two things. And if I can teach you one or two things that can change your life, my work is done, man. I'm just fulfilling what the man above said. You know, if you believe in something, learn, practice, and teach others. Okay, three things you have to do. Okay, learn, very important. Learning is extremely important. They say if you stop learning, you literally die. Okay, so every day we're learning something. Every minute you're learning something. Okay, you might be learning passively or actively, but you're learning. The day you stop learning, my brother, my sister, that's the end of you. Okay, so here we go. Two things. First, let's say a word of prayer. In the belief of the power Almighty, we pray that this knowledge that we're going to share from our community, from our students, from our coaches, we're going to share with the masses, that whoever is going to apply this training and practice it and teach others, he is going to be successful. He or she is going to be successful. We pray that the markets be good to us so that we can be successful. We pray that whoever is going to apply these trainings will be successful. We pray this, that they achieve their freedoms and all their dreams and goals may become true. We pray this in the belief of the power Almighty. Amen. Guys, it doesn't matter what you believe in. We all need some help from the man above. So every time we go into our trading room, we have to pray so that we can have these blessings from the man above. Because we don't control the markets. We don't control any assets. We don't have insider information. We are not professional traders or professional investors. Whatever we are sharing with you guys here, this is the disclaimer, is our experience. This is what our members are doing. And if it works for us, there's no guarantee that it's going to work for you. The results are not guaranteed. And therefore, you have to do your own due diligence. You have to take this with a pinch of salt because we're just sharing our experiences. You have to do your own due diligence. That's why I say you have to practice. Make sure you practice. And if you have to put any money in any of these activities, make sure you only put in money that you can afford to lose, because you can lose your entire investment. Okay, we have no control, we have no guarantees, and we have no insider information. Okay, and whatever we're sharing with you is, these are not get rich quick schemes. Okay, it's not something you just swipe a wand or wish it and it happens. Now, nothing like that exists, and if it does, let me know. Okay, so we've taken care of those two housekeeping activities, the prayers and the disclaimer. So now let's go to the bonus. Now, to go to the bonus that I wanted to show you guys, I want to take you back to our previous training. Okay, so if you didn't watch my last video, my last training, my last live, please go and watch it. Okay, it's going to be attached below this video under the playlist. Okay, the playlist says free pro crypto trading course. Okay, it's a course and it's free. If you're going to watch all those videos, you're going to be a pro crypto trader. Now, this does not only apply to crypto. Some of the strategies that we share, they are the same strategies we use for our stocks, our Forex trading, our gold trading, our metals, our indices. We just do a slight tweaks here and there to match those markets. But otherwise, the concepts, the principles is the same. Okay? So with that understanding, guys, let's go in and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, the bonus is very important because this is what most of us are looking for. Okay. Before I even share the screen, I just want to put your mind in the right place. Okay, so most people are looking for freedoms. What do we mean by freedoms? I don't really worry about the other freedoms like political, I don't know, gender, whatever. Those are the freedoms. No, religious freedoms. No, those are not what we are concerned about here. We are concerned about only three, okay, in the community. And that is when you join the Smart Wolf Club, we are mainly concerned about the three freedoms. We're talking about location freedom, time freedom, and financial freedom. And that's what we educate here in the community. Now, there are other communities that are interested in political freedoms, religious freedoms. No, we are not dwelling with that right now, okay? And we have members who belong in those other groups, okay? Professional freedoms, whatever freedoms, other issues that people are fighting for those. No. When I talk about freedom here, I'm talking about these three. Okay, always remember we're talking about the three when I say freedoms in the Smart Wolf Club, so we don't have any misunderstanding. We're talking about financial freedom, we're talking about location freedom and time freedom. This is our goal. These are our dreams. This is what we want to achieve. These are the freedoms. So anytime you join our vehicle, you join us on this 1,000-long-mile journey is geared toward achieving these freedoms. Okay, it's a journey. We are still in the process, but that is our ultimate goal. Okay, so our coaches are working with our students. We are working with our students. We are working with our members to try and get everybody to that destination of financial freedom, location freedom, and time freedom. Because we surveyed our members, and this is what they all look for. Our members look for time freedom. They don't want anybody to control their time, either it is employers or employees or whatever. They want to be able to have control of their time. Finances, the same thing. You know, you don't want somebody to determine what type of a meal you're going to have for lunch today, what type of a car you're going to drive, what type of a home you're going to live in, because they control your finances, so they control all things. You want to have that freedom where you actually control. You decide, I want to have this, and you have it, because you can work out. You have learned skills, and these are the skills I'm going to show you. You learn certain skills, and you determine your own budgets. You decide, okay, fine, I want to make $10,000 a month. How am I going to achieve it? Online, using simple strategies. I'm going to show you, and that's what I'm going to show you as the first bonus. The third freedom is, we talked about time, we've talked about financial in very brief, and then the third one is, what was that? Location? Yes, location freedom. Okay, now you want to be able to do this from anywhere, any part of the world. Okay, some of us have been to a few places in this world. Okay, I know a lot of people maybe may not have even left their suburb. You know, they live in a city and they've never been able to travel outside that city because of lack of finances or maybe lack of time. They don't have the time. They have to work 24/7. And of course, your employer or your boss doesn't allow you time off or you have too many bills. You don't have the finances to take time off, or you don't have the finances to afford you to travel or stay somewhere in a location that you desire. Like I know some people desire to go to visit China and see the Great Wall of China, but you can't afford it. It's going to require time, money, and just a mental status where you're free. You know, you don't want to go there and you know there's a bill that needs to be paid. When you come back, your bills are waiting for you, but you can't afford them. So you want to have this location freedom where you can go anywhere, anytime, okay, and be there for as long as you want, because you know you have passive income coming in. There's money that comes in constantly that can pay for your stay there, your locations there, your activities there. And if you have another place, another home where you call home, somebody is already paying for those bills. Your machines, whatever money machines you put together, are already paying for that. So how do we achieve that? We must have something called passive sorts of income, money that comes in, or what we call cash flow. Okay, you're cash flowing. That's what businesses talk about. A business goes bankrupt when it stops cash flowing, or the expenses are more than the income. So that's the same thing with us. You know, we get into debt because our income is less than our expenses. So if we cannot control our expenses, or we are bringing in less money than our expenses, then you're going to have an issue there. So that's where the problem is, and that's why most people have to work, get into the rat race for 65 years, 40 years after school. We are still in the rat race because we can't really afford to live our lifestyles. We cannot pay for stuff, and that is education. That's lack of location freedom, lack of financial freedom, lack of time. We don't have the time, we don't have the freedoms. We cannot just wake up one morning and say, today I'm going to have breakfast in Paris, tomorrow I want to have, and then I want to have breakfast in Paris, I want to have lunch in London, and I want to have dinner in Munich. See, you can't. Or Amsterdam. You can't. Why? Because you don't have the time, you don't have the money, and you don't have the freedom. So literally, you have no freedom. Because your boss decides how much you can move around, how much, where you can live, when you can leave, how long. And if you go, you might go when you have your little vacation, go and do that, but you know you're not free because back in your mind, there is a bill that needs to be paid, okay? Because it's not taken care of. You don't have those freedoms. So we are trying to move from that, and we are in this journey, and come and join us. So now spend some time with me so we can learn what our members are doing to achieve those freedom. And I'm sharing the secrets with you guys for free, okay? So make sure you subscribe, give me a like, and share this with somebody that you care about so they can watch this again and again and again. This is so important. It's critical that we achieve our freedoms in the times necessary, okay? Because again, what is the reason, what is the point of you achieving your freedom when you are 98 years old? When you can hardly see, when you can hardly move. So we want to achieve our freedoms now. So then we have a whole life ahead of us, so we can go to these places that we like. Because when we survey our members, half of them say, what do they like? They like to travel. Freedom to travel. Where? And they name all these places. Some of them want to go to an African safari. It's not cheap. You require time, you need finances, and you need to be able to have that location freedom. Like work from there or make money while you are there. Otherwise, you will go to that safari, come back, and get into your rat race to try and pay for this safari, which is not the ideal way. The ideal way is to go there, and while you are there, somebody else is paying the bill. Somebody else is footing the bill. That is the sweetest way of enjoying the safari. And how can we get there? Join us in the journey. That's why I'm here, man, to share the secrets of what some of our community members, some of our coaches have already achieved those, and some of them are already doing this, and they're teaching new students. Like there's this one student I'm going to share with you, and I've been sharing this even in the previous video, who has literally achieved one major freedom. One major freedom. And I'm going to tell you, this is the financial freedom. He has actually been able to replace his income using a very simple strategy. But this student lives in a country where they live under $1 per day. This guy was making $1 per day. He wakes up at 6 a.m. in the morning, comes home at 6 p.m. in the evening, and he makes $1 per day. And now, with a simple strategy, he learned how to make that at least $1 passively. By just clicking a few buttons on the online with the mouse, he's able to make that $1 every day. And now he is growing. It is just human. He is trying to grow that account to a point where he has financial freedom. Now he can have what we call location freedom. He can start moving. So once he has learned how to make the $1, that is the single most step. If you learn how to make $1 per day passively, what is going to stop you from making 100, 200, 300, 400? It's just a matter of what? Numbers, playing with the numbers, and of course, maybe time. Because some people don't have the money, the muscle at the beginning. So then you have to bring in one of the most important concepts in life, and which is the compound interest, the power of the compound interest. Albert Einstein said, well, that is the single most, the seventh wonder of the world is a compound interest. You guys can correct me. You can find that online, that info. I think he did say that. Einstein, Albert Einstein, a great mathematician who lived many years before us, he did say compound interest is the single most strongest power. I think it's the seventh wonder of the world. Compound interest. And then a billionaire went ahead to say, one of the oldest billionaires, I'm not going to mention his name. You guys, I want you guys to do some work. Go and research who said this. Those who understand compound interest, those who don't understand compound interest, dash, dash, dash. Those who don't understand compound interest, dash, dash, dash. And those who understand compound interest, dash, dash, dash. Fill in the dashes, the blanks. Blank, those who understand compound interest, blank. Those who don't understand compound interest, blank. Fill in the dashes. But I can tell you that at the end of this webinar. If you stay up to the end, you're going to get the answer. But just know that compound interest is something. So our student that learned how to make $1, okay, he's doing this for a couple weeks now. And if you've been following the training that I've had on this playlist, you will see how this thing has grown, okay? It is still churning the dollars, even as we speak right now. And I'm going to show you the screenshots. The live account actually will go to his account, and you will see. You'll do the screen share, and you will see that the dollar is right there every single day. And this account is growing fast using the power of compounding and just natural attrition, natural growth from the underlying assets, okay? The asset that this guy is using is crypto. Okay, now I know when some of you hear crypto, you're like, okay, again, crypto, scammers, blah, blah, blah. Guys, life is a risk. That's what I'm telling you. If you cannot afford to risk what you are putting in here, please don't do any of these things, okay? If you can't afford to risk it, you can only go in this with money that you can afford to lose, because if you cannot, he could afford to lose that money because it's money he had worked so hard for. He saved it for this single purpose of getting himself from his rat race. His rat race was $1 per day. Now, some of us have different rat races. You may have a more complex rat race where you need to make at least $1,000 a day. Some of you guys, your expenses are extremely high. You have to make at least $1,000 a day to just be afloat. $1,000 a day is $30,000 a month. Some of you have that type of bills. Your home is, you have a 50,000 square foot home. So you're just hitting the home alone, you need $6,000 a month. Some of you, and we know them, we have them in our community. Some of our students are extremely successful in what they do. They're serious professionals. And they tell us, my bill per month is 30,000. So when we're talking about your numbers are going to be different. It's mathematics, okay? It's maths. We're going to do the maths, okay? Now, some of us, my rat race may not be $1,000 a day. I mean, a month. Sorry, a day. Some of us, our rat races may be $100 a day. Okay, so $100 a day in a month is 3,000. Okay, so my rat race may be 3,000. I gotta make that 3,000 just to break even with my expenses. I use the word break even here loosely. Okay. That is if you even know your expenses. Most people don't even know their expenses. They have subscriptions they have forgotten about. They see something, they have impulse buyers, things like that. So now, for those of you who are able to control your expenses, now you've come up with a number. My magic number is $4,000 a month. If I can get $4,000 a month passively, then I can literally get myself out of the rat race, okay, and start thinking broadly, start thinking about investments, start worrying about life, and even thinking about hobbies, because some of you have to give up things like that just to stay in the rat race and be able to just break even with your bills, your child support, some of you, things like that, your car note, your expenses, your college fees, your food. Okay, some of you are into these exotic diets. Okay, sushi every day, some type of sushi with kinky eggs. I'm just kidding. Some eggs from the goose egg, blue goose eggs. which costs thousands of dollars to ferry from Timbuktu to wherever you are. You know, some of you are on exotic diets, okay? Fish heads only, and it has to be a particular pink fish. I don't know where you find pink fish. Okay, so it costs $4,000 to ship the fish heads that are part of your diet. Or some of you are on supplemental diet, you know, supplements or organic, whatever, and it has to come from the top of this altitude, 3,000 meters above sea level. That's where you harvest those, you know, whatever you're eating. So basically what I'm trying to say is get your magic number, okay? And I'm going to bring the board so we can work this. This is the first bonus. Once we finish this, I'm going to show you the strategy of how to make that with a 90 to 100%. So simple. But before we do that, I got to make this story about this guy who has managed within a very short time, guys. It makes me happy because this guy has managed to overcome something that some of us have not been able to overcome for over many, many years. Some of you, I know, you've been working, you've been in the rat race for 40 years, and you're still not able to overcome because of maybe fear or lack of knowledge. Most people, it's lack of knowledge, okay? And it's because lack of knowledge, and that's what we're trying to beat here in this channel. This channel is trying to give you knowledge, okay? I know most of you don't stay long enough to learn because you just come and move to the next video that's funny. This is not funny stuff because this is serious stuff, my friend. You'll be laughing, but this is serious stuff. Like I remember one serious boxer was telling another one, you're saying, you're laughing today, but Friday you will not be laughing. It's going to be a serious matter. It's not a laughing matter. And sure enough, the guy lasted only a few seconds in the ring. And he was laughing during the interview. And the guy warned him. He told him, this is a serious matter. You're not going to be laughing. Friday is going to be serious business. So guys, it's the same thing. This is not a serious matter. You're going to be laughing. You want to move to the next video and you're going to miss the knowledge. Here is the knowledge, guys. Very simple. We need... Now, I put myself there because I'm in a journey. And I put myself there on behalf of the community. When I say I put myself there, it's the whole Smart Wolf Club. The coaches, some of these guys are extremely successful. Our students, some of them are extremely successful in what they do. But they're in this journey because they are still looking for their freedoms. Everybody has a magic number. As I said, my student's magic number was $1 per day because this guy lives in a country where they make $1 per day. They live under $1 per day. So making $1 per day, he had to wake up at 6 a.m. and come back home at 6 p.m. exhausted, extremely tired, and just to make that $1. And he learned how to make that $1 using our simple strategy. And now he's able to make that $1. You can see the joy in this guy. Okay, now for sake of privacy, I'm not sharing his videos, but at some point you're going to see him in the community. Okay, now he's moved his goal now. His goal was $1 per day, which gets him out of the rat race. Okay, he doesn't have to go 6 a.m. and come back at 6 p.m. just to earn that $1. He can now earn that $1 from comfort of his house and using his mobile. This guy doesn't even have a laptop. He uses his phone to do this stuff and the community Wi-Fi because he couldn't even afford internet, Wi-Fi, no electricity in his house. But he is able to have a phone and he can go to the community Wi-Fi and do what he's doing right now. Okay, and I'm going to show you what he's doing. That's part of the bonuses. And using a very simple strategy, and it is semi-passive. I don't want to say it is passive. I do know some people call it a passive strategy. It is not, because you have to set it up, and once a day or once a week or twice a week, you have to go in and check, make sure everything is going correctly. And I'm going to show you right now. We purposefully left something that we're going to correct during this webinar. I'm going to show you something that you have to correct during all these machines running. You still have to go in and correct some things, and I'm going to explain in a very brief way what you have to do. All right, so set those machines. Now our magic numbers are different, so I'm going to share the screen and show you. ask you a few questions, and I'm going to come up with a magic number for most of the people, okay, that can be average. Most of the people. Now, most of the people, when I say most of the people, it's because in the community, we survey our members, okay? And in the back, because we have a background view of what the members are saying after the survey, we can see the average is about this number. I'm going to show you right now. Let me just share my screen, and I'm going to bring up a whiteboard. Hopefully, I can get a whiteboard. I use the free ones. Let's go right here and see if we can bring in a free online whiteboard, which I can use for the tutorial. Yes, there is one. Okay, so let me just share that with you guys. Just bear with me. I am going to share that whiteboard, share screen, and we are going to share that screen. There we go. Here's a whiteboard. Okay, so most people can do well with $10K in dollar form, 10K dollars a month. Most people can do well, most on average from our members. Okay, now for some of you, this is nothing. This is pocket change for some of you. $10,000 a month for some of you is what you spend in a week or over the weekend. Okay, so I'm not talking about you now. I'm talking about the average Tom, Dick, Harry, Joe, and Mary, and Josephine, and all these people. Okay, so 10K per month, okay, 10K per month, that's about 120K per year. Okay, 120K per year. Most people can do well. They can have their bills taken care of. Right here, this, if you give most people 10K a month, you get them out of the rat race. Okay, this gets you out of the rat race for most people. Okay, agreed or not agreed? If you don't agree, you let me know, man. Okay, this board is saying is unresponsive. Rat race. The rats. You know the rats? Okay, so you get out of the rat race. You're no longer a rat now. You're becoming somebody. But it's probably not giving you the freedoms that you want for most people, but you are out of the rat race, because that is the first step. Okay, get out of the rat race. Now, once you get out of the rat race, it's going to open up your brains, your ingenuity now. Now, from there, now you can move to your freedoms. You can move into financial freedom, you can move into location freedom, and you can move into time freedom, because now you're out of the rat race. So your bosses or your employer or your business, okay, because some people are self-employed. When I talk about rat race, it doesn't mean you have a boss. Sometimes you are your own boss, but you have your job does not allow you to leave, because you have to be there. You have to tighten the screws, you have to repair the vehicles, or you have to fix the pipes, or you have to paint the house, you have to paint the walls, or you have to drive around to be able to make that money. The day you don't show up, you don't get paid. So you're still in a rat race. Or you have to see, even we have some of our students are extremely successful professionals, but they still have to show up at their offices to be able to be paid, so they are self-employed, but they're still, as far as, if you guys, I can borrow this famous guy, I think you all know him, his name is Robert Kiyosaki, when he talks about the life quadrants, so this side here has employees and self-employed individuals. So self-employed individuals are people on their own businesses, but they still have to show up, like doctors, surgeons. Most professionals fall under self-employed. Okay, they have their own businesses, but they really have to show up to get paid. So they're on this side of this quadrant, and the employees are right here. And these people pay massive taxes. These people have a lot of expenses, and they are, for most of the time, they don't have the time freedom, they don't have the location freedom, and some of them don't have the financial freedom. Now, some do have a lot of money, but they don't have location freedom, they don't have time freedom. So they are missing one of these freedoms, okay? And we want to achieve all this. So now we want to move to this side of the quadrants, where we can become big business owners and investors, okay? So investors is where now you have your little money working for you. So if my expenses are 10K per month, I have enough investment to bring that 10K a month. I don't have to show up to some office, or I don't have to wake up at 8 o'clock or at 6 a.m. like my student used to. to be able to just bring in my magic number, which is 10K per month, for example. Okay. Now, some of you, when you hear 10K per month, because we have students from all over the world, you may say, oh, 10K per month is plenty of money. That will make me a millionaire in my country. Okay. So you can put whatever here your magic number is. Okay. So let's say 1,000 per month is plenty for some of you. Some of you, as I said, 30K per month is what is your magic number because your expenses are high. Your electricity bill alone is 6,000. Some of you, your mortgages alone are 12,000 a month or 20,000 a month, things like that. So put in your magic number. We have some stars, celebrities whose magic number is 500,000. That's what they spend per month. Okay, so that would be your magic number right there, 500K. Okay, so if you can find something that brings in that 500K without you having to shoot the ball or having to be at risk of being, smashed or crushed because of whatever you have to play or drive, or if you have that, something that can bring that 500K passively, then, we are talking about the freedoms. We start talking about the location, the financial, and the time freedom. Okay, because now you have time. Okay, your magic number is 500K per month, but you don't have the time to be there because you have to practice every day. 24 out of the 24 hours, 18 hours you have to be practicing to be as good as it requires for you to make that 500K a month. Now, some of you make billions. Okay, 2 billion a month. That is your magic number. Okay, the billionaires, that is their magic number. That is what they worry about. Now, for some of us, we worry about $1,000 a month. Somebody else is worrying about $2 billion a month. So there are different magic numbers. So let's find our magic numbers, which is the number you need to just give you, get you out of the rat race. Okay, let's call it the rat race coefficient. Rat race coefficient. I'm just naming things. Let's call it the rat race coefficient. What is your rat race coefficient? What is your magic number? Maybe it's better we just call it the magic number. But somebody may ask me, what is the magic number? The magic number is basically the number that you require to get out of the rat race. Can we all define those numbers? That is your homework today. Go sit down, take a piece of paper or a notepad and come up with your magic number. The number that I'm calling it, I'm going further to be more sophisticated. I'm calling it the rat race coefficient. I want to find out my rat race coefficient. What is that constant? If I multiply that with my income, I can get out of the rat race right now and start enjoying start focusing on my freedoms, financial, location, and time. The number that I know, if I can make this passively, okay, if I can make this online passively, then I'm going to get out of the rat race. I quit. Some people come and say, I quit. You go and tell your boss, it was nice doing business with you. I'm out of here. Or you go tell the sport, whatever sport that requires you wake up every morning, and sometimes you don't even like the place where you're working, but you have to go because it meets your magic. It helps you pay your bills. But then you can boldly go and say, guys, I don't like being here and I'm out of here. Okay, because I've hit my magic number. My magic number is 10K per month, and I can do that from the comfort of wherever I am. I can be in Timbuktu today. I can be in South Pole, Antarctica. I can be Norway, watching, what are they called? The polar lights, the North Pole, whatever those lights, and I'm still making my magic number. I'm still hitting my number. So your number could be different. For some of you, it's 500K per month. For some of you, it's 10K. For some of you, it's 1,000. For some of you, it's just $10, $100, depending on where you live. Okay, so let's get your magic numbers. Okay, so now let's get rid of this. How do we get rid of this? trying things for the first time. I'm probably using this board for the second or third time, but I don't know how to erase. Okay, I did erase by just refreshing it. Okay, so first, let's define our magic numbers. So some of you who like sophisticated terms, I quickly call it the rat race coefficient. This is your rat race coefficient or constant. This is the number that if you hit, you're gonna quit the rat race. Okay, you will comfortably go and tell the boss, this is it, my friend, I'm out of here. Or you're gonna tell the co-workers that you don't really like, that I'm out of here, guys, and I will see you guys another time. Or you're gonna tell that job that you don't like, that profession that you don't like, you're gonna tell it goodbye and I'm off to the races that you enjoy. Profession. You could quit your profession, you could quit your job, job, or you could even quit your current occupation, which you don't like. Some people don't like those. A lot of people don't like what they do. Okay, and of course, don't get me wrong, we have students who enjoy what they do. They really love what they do and they still do it, but they have these, they know they have the freedom. They can do whatever they want. Okay, they can go whenever they want. They can take leave whenever they want. And some of them have just changed their professions to volunteer work. You know, they only do this voluntarily. Voluntarily. Wouldn't that be nice? You wake up one day and you only go to your job as a volunteer because you just enjoy what your profession is, and you show up. Let's say you're a doctor. You show up in the hospital because you want to volunteer and help patients for free, not because you want the money. You've already hit your magic numbers, and your magic numbers have been met, what do we call it, through some passive processes. You're not worried about the bill. You're not worried that if you don't show up, your bill is not going to be paid. Okay, so come and join us if that interests you. Okay, so to go back to this bonus here, we are talking about 10K as an average. Okay, so I'm going to show you how some of our students are actually making 10K per month using very passive phenomenons. Okay, now some of you can put this to 1K. Okay, so I'm going to take it to 1K so we can, per month, how you can make 1K per month. So I can appeal to the masses. I can appeal to majority of our students. Majority of our students come from countries where they live under $1 per day. So $1,000 a month is plenty of money. Okay, plenty for somebody who lives under $1 per day. Okay, it's like what, 10 times, 100 times. Okay, 1,000 times what they make per day. You're gonna make it. Oh, sorry, this is per month. Okay, so 1K per month. Okay, so let's see how much. If a return is making you 30% a year, which is about 3% per month. Okay, guys, I'm just using average numbers here. 30% per year return. Okay, return on investment, ROI. Okay, now it's getting a little complicated here. I tell you, things start slowly, but they get a little complicated. But this is not complicated stuff, guys. Let's say I have X investment right now. I'm willing to risk this amount of money, okay? X. And I want to achieve 30% on it per year, APR. They call it APR or return on investment. I want to invest X at 30% APR. That's going to give me about 3% per month, okay? So now, if I want to make $1,000 a month, free and clear, cash flow. I want to cash flow $1,000 a month. Cash flow. This is the money that I want, $1,000 a month. Okay, so $1,000 a month represents what? 3%. Okay, 3%. So what would 100% be? 100% of that is what? Let's do some maths. Guys, let's do some maths. Divide by 10, multiply by 10. So we're going to get about 30,000. Okay, 30,000. Now, 30,000 is a lot of money, guys. Okay, 30K is a lot of money. Okay, but we are talking about $1,000 per month. We need 30K. How can we get to 30K? Now, you don't have to get to 30K right now, because if I come up here and tell you, hey, give me 30,000, and this is money that you can lose anytime, most of you are going to think I'm crazy, because 30K is a lot of money. Most of us don't have that lying around. Okay. It's not some money I can just say, here, go do whatever you want to do with it. Uh, I know if I lose it, I don't really care. Okay. Not many people can do that. Maybe 1% of the whole the world population can do that with 30K. But what if they show you a way of making this 30K? Let's say, how long have you worked at your job? Let's say you've worked there for 40 years. And then we tell you, okay, in the next 10 years, we want you to achieve 30K. And this 30K can now start paying you what? 1,000 per month without passively. Okay. So we show you the vehicles that you're going to use. And that vehicle is a very simple vehicle. It's called option trading. Now I can see your faces. Yeah, we're going to trade options. You don't like options, stocks options, then we're going to do what we call crypto yield farming, like what my student is doing. So we're giving you multiple vehicles, stocks and stock options trading, or crypto yield farming. Or if you want to go more degen into crypto, you can go into other sources of staking. You can go into loans where you actually loan your crypto. You loan your 30,000, and these guys pay you the 3% that you're talking about monthly. Okay, they pay you 3%. You give them your 30K every month. They give you 3%. And this is cash flow. This is money you can take out and pay your bills or go out and enjoy your freedoms. The three freedoms we're talking about. You can move wherever you want. Now, for some of you, 1,000 is nothing. Okay, it may not take you to Timbuktu. It may not even pay for your flight to see the Great Wall of China. It may not pay you for your 10-day safari in Africa. Okay, so 10K sounds reasonable. All right, so our goal is to grow our investment from 30K to 300,000. Now, some of you have worked for 40 years, so you have more than 300,000 already saved. Okay. Now, it's not making you a millionaire, but you have the 300,000 already saved. So you can put your 300,000 in these vehicles. Okay. Risking, of course, you're aware that there's a risk, element of risk, where you could lose, okay, your entire investment or part of it. But that risk investment brings you 3% per month automatically, almost semi-passive. I'm not saying it's passive, because you have to do something. First, you have to be able to move your money around. You have to move your 300,000 to some accounts that you're handling, that you have control of, maybe your brokerage, because you'll be using a brokerage, okay? Whatever brokerage you like. Where right now you probably have a brokerage already, somebody who is handling your 300,000. There are many brokers in the world. Some of you have like Schwab, some of you have Robinhood, some of you have crypto brokerages like Coinbase, Binance, Kraken. Some of you have a lot of brokerages. Some of you have TradeStation, you trade actively. Some of you have Fidelity. Some of you have E-Trade. Some of you have banks that offer you trading facilities. So you can actually go in there and trade options. All you have to do is educate yourself, and it is not hard, because I'm just going to show you how you can actually cash flow monthly by trading options. This is the bonus that I wanted to show you guys, and then I'm going to show you a quick strategy, and then I'm going to give you the final bonus, and we end this training, guys. Let me know if you are enjoying the training. Okay, so I'm going to bring up an options chain, and we're going to trade, guys, and see how we can make that 3% per month using options. Okay, so let me share my screen of the option chain. Let's find my way back to that. Okay, there we go. So we're going to remove this, and I'm going to be here, and then I'm going to add. Okay, remove that. Okay, let's go and add stop screen share, and I'm going to share the screen for the option chain. All right, there we go. I think that's it. No, here it is. There we go. Boom. There we go. You guys can see the option chain. Okay, most people be like, oh, what is that? This looks like magic. Guys, when I saw this for the first time many years ago, it was very scary. But let me tell you, this is very simple. And of course, it requires a bit of learning. Okay, so if you want to learn one-on-one with our coaches, you can always join the Smart Wolf Club. Get to our master classes. Somebody can show you over the shoulder. But whatever information I'm going to share with you here is sufficiently enough for you to go and start practicing. Okay. So you go to TradingView. Okay. So guys, this is TradingView. This platform allows you to, okay, and the link is in the description. Use our link. Okay, so go to TradingView. If you've watched our previous trainings, I talk about TradingView all the time. This is where we do our analysis. So now they have this new product, which is options. So once you're on TradingView, you go to the homepage, products, just hover over the products. You don't want to go to the super chats at the moment. Super chats is where we do all the other analysis, but we go to options. So when you click options, you can see the options come up right here. Okay. So you go to chain. Okay. All right. So first of all, some of you are totally lost. We're going to define a few simple things. When you buy an option, when you buy a put, when you buy a call option, what happens? When you buy an option, you are paying interest. Okay. So let's say if I go out there and buy an option, I am paying interest. If I want to receive interest, I do the opposite. I sell a put. I sell an option. I sell a put, and then I receive interest. Now, for the sake of us here who want to cash flow, what will I be doing? I'll be selling put so I can be receiving interest every month. So, and I'm looking for the monthly ones because I want to receive 3% every month to my investment. So if I'm going to put my 30,000 here, okay, my goal is to receive a 3%, which gives me $1,000 at the end of every month. That was my magic number, for example. Now, if your magic number is 10K, then that means you have to put about 300,000. If your magic number was 100,000, okay, some of you spend 100,000 every month, okay, because we talked about it. We said some of you, your homes, your mortgage is 20,000, your electricity bill alone is 12,000. Some of you, your cars alone cost as much as 20K per month. Some of you, your lifestyle alone, your jet, whatever it is, costs a lot of money. So you need at least 100K. So work with your magic number. It's mathematics. You can go and chat it out. If you need help, we can do that for you. I just gave you a few examples, right? Okay, let's say now we are working with the $1,000 a month. Okay, $1,000 a month, free and clear. How do I make that? I have 30,000 put onto this a brokerage firm. I put a 30,000. So what I'm going to do to make $1,000 every month, free and clear, is to sell options. So I'm just going to sell options. That's what I've decided. Now, you might decide something else, but I'm just telling you what our members are doing. They're selling monthly puts, selling puts that guarantees them 3% return every month. Okay. That gives them 3% return. And when you sell a put, you receive interest right away. So they receive the 3%, which is already at that. So let's go to the option chain. And first of all, what companies are you going to take options on? Of course, you're going to go for the good companies. You do some research on that. So we have big companies like Apple. You know, they're not going to default on their promises, okay? So you don't want to take an option on a fly-by-night company. It's something that is here today and tomorrow it is gone. No, you're going to take the companies that have been around. So the big ones like Apple, Ford, the big companies, technology companies, the big ones. You're going to take an option trade. The ones that are probably not as volatile as we can talk about, not one day it is up here, the next day it's down here. We don't want those. We want the ones that are fairly stable. So let's say Apple. You have Amazon on here. You have Meta. The big five companies, big five. So let's say some of you can trade funds, the S&P, the SPY, this one right here. You can take options on that. Or you can, Nvidia is on here. Tesla is on here. Ford, Shopify, okay? The ones that are growing. And how are you going to know that they are growing? You can do a simple, quick analysis where we go to the charts. And I would go to, let's just go back here. And let's go back to symbols, and you can go to stocks. So we're going to start analyze the individual stocks. So let's say Apple. And if you look at the Apple chart, you guys can see, let me remove all these drawings. Okay, there you go. You can see right now what Apple is doing. This is the 4-hourly. So if we can do the weekly analysis, let's do the weekly analysis, because 1 week will turn into like a monthly payout. The weekly analysis, you guys can see it is an upward trend right here. You don't have to be an expert at analyzing the wall. You can see this is already an upward trend. So I would want to sell a put for this so I can receive interest right away. Okay, I'm going to receive interest right away. Now, selling a put, we are talking about contracts, okay? In options, we talk about contracts. One contract controls about 100 shares of this company. Now, right now, if I want to go and buy 100 shares of Apple, man, I'll have to give up around 22,985. Right now, 22,987. Give me 22,000. How many people can afford 22,000? Very few, okay? So now I have 30,000 in my brokerage, but I'm not going out there to spend 22,000 to just buy 100 shares of Apple so that I can make 3%. What if Apple tanks at the end of the month? Then I'm out of money, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to use the vehicle, which is options. Options gives you a chance to buy these same stocks at a specified price in the future. So I'm going to take a monthly option that's going to pay me interest because I need cash flow. Guys, you understand what I'm saying? I need money every month to pay for my bills. For some of you, you need 10K. Now, if you need 10K, then I need to put 300,000 here, 300,000 into my brokerage account, where I'll be targeting a 3% interest every month, which gives me 10K. Okay, 3% of 300,000 is about 10K a month. Okay, so I'm going to get that every month passively by simply doing one trade per month. I will be earning that interest using options. Okay. Now, if that's clear, let's go back to guys. Actually, I didn't show you Apple stock. Let me see. I think I didn't share that screen. Let me share that so you guys can see that right away. Remove that. I'm going to stop that, and then I'm going to bring you to see what I am seeing here with the Apple stock. I think it's that one. There we go. Okay, so I put this line here. This is called the trend line. I just brought it up here and I put it there. You can see Apple, these points here, it's showing us an upward trend. So Apple is going up. This is a technology company that has a lot of money and is growing leaps and bounds. You can see that. And then we use this. This is the strategy that I'm going to show you very easily. The one I was telling you guys can survive by just trading this once a week. This is a weekly chart. Okay, so it takes about a month or a few months before, let's say like this one here. If you took a trade here in January, you would have closed here in January. This was December 20th, January 9th. You can see January 9th, you could sell your position. So 10 days later. Okay, so this is like a weekly chart. So for those of you who want cash flow, you can be an active trader where you do what we call swing trading. Okay, so you're using the weekly chart to take your trades based on your swing trading. And we're using this signal that comes to your phone, an alert. When it says sell, you sell. When it says to buy, you buy. When it says sell, you sell. When it says buy, you buy. When it says sell, you sell. When it says buy, you buy. At the end of the day, you are profiting. You bank the profit, and these returns will be determined by you. You're the one who's going to decide how much you want to make here. This is a open blank check for you to decide based on your risk appetite. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about for those of you who want to achieve the passive income every month, okay, using a strategy that is so simple, basically selling put options with the monthly ones so you can cash flow every month. And we have looked at a scenario where you want to make, let's say, 10K a month. What investment you need is about 300,000 for a 3% return. Now, some of you have a higher risks appetite, so you could be looking for higher returns. But remember, higher returns, higher risk. But I just gave you a conservative return of a 3% per month, okay, which turns out to be about 30% a year. 30% a year selling puts is fairly achievable, okay? It is fairly achievable, okay? It is 99 to 100% of our students are able to achieve that. That's why I'm saying it is fairly achievable. Now, if you have a higher risk appetite, it might increase your risk, which is, again, based on your risk appetite, okay? And your goals, okay? So basically, to execute the option trade is very simple. So I'm going to take you back there, and I will show you exactly how you can go about executing it, because that's what I promised, right? I'm going to show you exactly what to do, and you can take this and run with it today. Okay, so let's go back to where I am right here. I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to share the options screen, and we're going to finish that part and then just show you the strategy again, which I've already showed you part of it. If you guys were paying attention, I told you have to stay up to the end of the webinar, because my trainings are not structured. Okay, my trainings are not structured. The nuggets just fly along during the training. So if you are not following, then it is very important you go watch this over and over again. Okay, so we go to the option chain here. You guys can see the option chain. Yes, you can, right? You guys can see the option chain. Okay, so let's say we are in September. This is September 11th. So 1 month from now will be October. So we'll be looking for the October options. So you can see it's right here. This is October the 10th. Okay, so we're looking for puts that are actually expiring in October 10th. Okay, and we are looking for a 3%. Okay, so let's say if we have put our 300,000, we are looking for at 3%. Okay, so we're going to look at the price of, what is the price of Apple stock today? The Apple stock is about 230 today. So we are looking for an option that will pay us about 3% when the stock was about 230. So we can see it's right here. And what is 3% of 230? What is 3% of 230? We can take a calculator and do that really quickly. So 3% of 230. What is 3% of 230? Let's bring up a calculator. There we go. 230 times 3%. So it will be 230 times 0.03. So we are looking at a strike price of about 6.9. So that is what it's going to pay us. That. So we are looking for 6.9, guys. 6.9. This one is 6.03. We're getting close. 6.9. Is there a 6.9? We can scroll further, and we'll be looking for a 6.9 strike price. That's what's going to pay us I do see here some of them are really paying a premium, but we are not looking for puts. So we are going to look for a 6.9, 6.9. That's the price there. 605 is the closest. Some of them are crazy. 64, 84. And by the way, you have to multiply that by 100. Whatever price you see there, you have to multiply by 100 because one option contract controls 100 shares. So if you see 6.9, that would be 6.9 times 100 per lot. So that would be one lot is 699. That's how much you have to pay at that moment. Okay, so depending on how many lots you want to buy, again, that will determine how much money you're going to make. Okay, so you can see there I see 603 here. So this one here that pays 603 here, that's the one that's the closest. This one here, right here, you can see that's the closest. I don't see a 6.91, but this is the closest that I see here, 603. Okay, so if you pick that one up, if you go with that one, okay, you can look at those of you who are into stocks, options trading, you can see. So that gives you a strike price of about 230 on that particular day. Okay, so you can see that one there at 606. This is the one that closest for us here. Okay, you can see that there. So that's going to give you 606 is going to pay you about 3%, okay, of the 230. 606, what was it? 6.9. 6.9 was the price we are looking for. 6.9. Does it make sense, guys? All right, makes sense. Okay, if you have any questions, always ask. Comment below. Or you can get into our communities and ask these questions, how to effectively take these trades. Okay, if you now you can see actually if you have TradingView and you have a TradeStation account, you can actually launch these. You can connect and it can automatically place the trades for you on TradeStation. Okay, so that is selling puts. That is one strategy. You can sell puts to earn the interest and of course cash flow. Okay, and now you determine how much is the cash flow you're looking for per month. If you're looking for 100,000, you're going to know how many lots to take. Okay, you're going to do your maths. It's simple maths. Okay, for those of you who are looking for 1,000 a month, you know how many lots to buy just to cash flow at 1,000 per month. Okay, all right, guys, let's go and look at the strategies. Okay, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to share. The first bonus is done. So let's go look at the two strategies that you can use to trade and achieve about 90 to 100% success rate. And right now, I already showed you one, so I'm just going to recap that. If you paid attention, I did mention it not long ago. I just did. Okay, that's not the one. It's this one here. Let's see. There it is. That one. Okay. You guys see the what I'm saying? Simply using the trend lines, okay, to take the trades with a simple indicator. This is a free indicator that you can use. It tells you when to sell and when to buy, sell, buy, sell, buy. When it says to sell, you get an alert on your phone. Boom, you sell. Whatever asset you're selling. It could be crypto, it could be Forex, it could be stocks, it could be gold. If we put gold here, let's see, if we go and put all, and then we put gold here, you can see gold, which is commodity, okay? You can see gold. Right now it's selling. It's telling you to sell gold because you can see here, we bought gold down here, boom, 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 up to here. You guys can see how much that was. Gold went up so fast from here to here. So fast. Now it's telling you sell. This is a weekly chart. So if we do it on the 4 hour, because that 4 hours will give you about 1 or 2 trades per week. Okay. If you do the 4 hourly chart, that will give you about 1 to 2 alerts per week. You don't want too many of those alerts. Okay. So you can just do a 4 hour, you'll be getting 1 to 2 alerts per week. So you can see it tells you sell, it tells you buy. So what happens when it gives you the buy signal? You're going to close your short sell and you're going to enter a long trade until it tells you sell. You're going to close your long trade and you're going to enter a what? A short trade. So it's very simple, guys. It's selling and buying. Exactly what happens in our markets, traditional markets. I'm either selling something to you and I'm buying from you another service. Just what happens in normal life. That's exactly what happens when it comes to trading. Okay. Now, for some of you are into indices. So let's say you are doing S&P, SPX here, which is the 500 index, SP 500 index. You can see again the same thing. It tells you when to buy, when to sell. Now, some of you you have more time in your hands than you can mess around. So you can go to the 1 hourly chart. Now you're going to receive more signals. So in hourly, you can see this was on Friday. This was on Wednesday, Tuesday. So like 3 days later, you have a signal. So you achieve about 2 to 3 signals per week again, okay? So you might take a trade on Monday, you get a signal on Wednesday to sell the asset. Then on Friday, you get another signal to buy the asset. Then the next Monday, you get another signal to sell the asset. And every time you're selling, you're pocketing your profit. So you're actually being profitable. And this strategy alone is giving about 90 to 100% success rate if you can follow the signals, okay? The second strategy that you can use is a very simple one, and that is our usual morning. This is for those of you who are day traders, okay? So day trading, guys, come on in here. Day traders, those of you who have time to take a trade in the morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? So 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you're going to come into the market, and it doesn't matter what you're trading. Let's say it's Forex, and you are looking at the pair, the massive pair, Euro USD or GBP USD. Let's say GBP USD. Okay, so that's the. You can still be using these signals, but in this case here, let's say I turn off the indicators and I go to my morning. So we're going to use the first 15 minutes of the morning, and we're going to have the 3 5-minute candles. Okay. We can use the 15 or the 5-minute, depending on how much time you have in your hand. Some of you are so impatient, 15 minutes may seem like an eternity. So you may want to go for the 5 minutes, which means we're going to have the 1-minute candles up here. Okay. So at 9:30 a.m., when the market opens, this is the New York, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The market opens in New York. So what is going to happen at 9:30? You're going to see the market is going to be more volatile, especially if you're trading Forex. If you're trading crypto, there'll also be going to be more activity. The stocks, yes, they'll be live at 9:30. So 9:30 a.m. here, you can see this is 9:30. I can show you right here with an example what happened at 9:30 here. You can see this is 9:30. Today at 9:30 here, you guys can see this line right there. That's what happened at 9:30. I'm going to remove the line so you guys can see, remove the drawing. Okay, so this is 9:30. So we're going to count 5 candles, the first 5 candles. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are there. We are glued to our computer at 9:30 a.m. We're going to wait for the first 5 minutes, and we're going to mark the top and the bottom of the first 5 minutes. This is the top and this is the bottom. So we're going to just draw 2 lines. Who can't draw the lines? Anybody can do that on TradingView, okay? So you have 2 platforms here. You have TradingView and you have your trading platform, which could be your Webull, which could be could be whatever you trade Forex on, or stocks, whatever you're trading. Okay, I'm just giving you an example here. I'm just showing you an example of Forex for those of you who trade Forex. So whatever Forex broker you're using to trade, this is exactly what you're doing. You're charting your trades on TradingView, and some of them you can connect directly with TradingView using APIs and all that. If you don't know how to do that, we can show you that in the community. It's very, very simple. It just takes a few minutes to do that, okay? So you connect your broker, wherever your trading platform is, with TradingView using their API, and you can automatically take these trades on your broker. Okay, when your signal is hit, you can automatically. So this is the first candle at 9:30. You can see this was the 9:30 candle right here. Let me just put the line there. That was 9:30. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was our fifth candle right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one was our fifth candle. That one. So you can see this was the bottom most part of that, and this was the top part of that. Okay. So what are we going to wait for? We're going to wait for something called a breakout and retest, okay? So we're going to wait for a breakout candle. That means the candle closes above this channel that we have created here. This is channel that we have created. So this candle here, you can see this green candle here. Let me expand the chart. You guys can see this candle. It actually broke and closed above this channel, signifying that there's an upward trend, okay, here. So we'll be looking for a long trade, right? So we wait for it to come back, retest, okay? It comes back, and then it actually goes inside the channel, and then it comes out again, and then it comes back, and then it goes out again, okay? So this is our candle right there, okay? That is the candle. You can see that candle there comes out here, comes back. We wait for the confirmation, but the confirmation goes inside, so we're not going to take the trade. Comes back inside, and it goes, okay? And it goes. So some of our students this morning took the trades here. They took the trade right here. So you take the trade here when this candle forms. This is the confirmation candle, and this is our entry candle. So you enter here, and then you get a massive red candle. Now, if you put your stop loss below the previous low, this was the stop loss, the breakout candle low, this is where you're going to put your stop loss. So you can see these guys were smiling all the way to the bank this morning, okay? And I'm just sharing what happened today, okay? So you see, this is where they are, and the stop loss was very close right here, and they're targeting a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. So let's go 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 1 to 2 right there. If I can get it, there we go. So that's it. So you can see they entered here on this candle right there, and the stop loss was the breakout candle low, which is down here. You can see where the wick is. This was the breakout candle, and this is the low. So that's where your stop loss is going to be. And of course, your take profit is, we are not greedy. So you're only targeting a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. So you're basically doubling your money, okay? So if you're putting 30,000, you're going to double your money right there, okay? So whatever your goal is. But of course, you're not risking your 30,000 that you have invested in this account. You are probably trading with 1 to 2% max, okay? So 1% of 30,000 is what? What is 1% of 30,000? 300? Guys, yes, 300, okay? So you're risking 300 to make 600, okay? And that is a day trade. So if you make 600 per day, guys, for those of you who are looking for $1,000 a month, 600 per day, you don't need to take a lot of trades. You only need to take 1 or 2 trades per month, and you're done. You hit your goal of $1,000. For those of you who are looking for 10K, you can see how much you need to make per day. 10K, how much do you need to make per day? If you're trading Monday to Friday, that's 5 days a week. 5 days a week times how many weeks in a month? 4 weeks, so 20 days. So 10K divided by 20 is what? 10K divided by 20 is what? 250, right? You just need to make 250. Now, you already made 600 today. You see how the maths comes around? So you just write those things down. Go watch this again. Okay, I'm done with these strategies and I'm out of here, guys. Unless you have more questions. These strategies are 90%. Okay, so you guys want me to show you a bonus? The bonus is simply how to calculate these profits, okay? And calculate your stop losses and stuff like that, okay? So right now, for example, we said, what are we risking here? 1 to 2% of our account. So if your entire account is 30,000, we talked about you've invested 30,000. Now that sounds really expensive. Some of you have invested 100,000. Some of you have invested $100. So if you're starting with $100 and you're risking 1 to 2% of your account, 1 to 2%, 2% is what? $2. So really your trade is going to be, you're risking $2 to make what? $4, okay? Because it's a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. So if you hit $4, you get out of the market. Simple. Rome was not built in one day. And then tomorrow you compound your account. Compound. You're not withdrawing your wins, you compound. That's how you grow your account, okay? So that is the bonus. And if you want us to help you, comment below, sign up, join us, and we'll be with you guys. I'm going to end the training here. It's been pretty long. Before we go, let's say a word of prayer. In the belief of the power almighty, okay, let me come back before I pray. In the belief of the power of almighty, guys, I pray that those of you who are going to apply this training will be successful, okay? Those of you who are going to apply this training, be successful. May the markets be good to you. But before I go, I had promised to show you the account of my student. That is the bonus I'm talking about. Thank you for those of you who have stayed up to the end. Let's show you the, my trainings are not scripted, okay? I just go by as, so sometimes I forgot to show you guys this, but I'm going to show it to you right now. Oh man, I don't think it's up here. If it's still up here, I will show it to you. Okay, there it is. Okay, guys, you can see it, and you can see something is happening there. So let me go back to that, and I'll show you. Because this is a teaching moment. My student, so far you can see, guys, this account has grown really. The student has about 198 plus 253 because this is what is in his wallet and this is what he has put into this machine that is earning him over $1 per day, really. This guy managed to get out of the rat race. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day, come home with $1 earnings. And he has found a way of making that using his computer. Now his goal is to grow this to a point where he can achieve his 3 freedoms, okay? So since he doesn't have a lot of money, muscle power, he doesn't have a lot of money, he is compounding his account, and that's why you see it is grown. We started this account with about $100 and something, and now it's about 400 and 300 and something. If you add these two, it's probably over $400 already, okay? Compounded using these 2 strategies. So the compounding is coming from the earnings and then also the growth of the underlying coins, because like now you can see, guys, Solana alone is gone up. Sol is now 226, and when he got in, Sol was about 200 and some change, 201, 202. So already Sol has gained. Things like Ochre have gained. Things like USD, not USD, I mean Fatcoin, have gained. They are growing. They have grown. The Solana ecosystem is growing. So the account is growing based on 2 things. It's based on the earnings, yield, farming that the yield is getting, and also the underlying assets that is holding, the underlying coins. So when the coins go up, his account grows. If they dump, then of course his account also dumps. So the idea is to get a balance where your growth, your yield actually outweighs the fluctuation in the underlying assets. Now, how does the loss in assets come in? It comes in cases like this. When you're out of range, like you can see here, it's showing red, because this range was 182 to 222. That was the range. And now Solana is 226. So here you are losing in terms of fees, something they call losses, impermanent or divergency losses. Okay, so you guys can go look that up, and if you want to learn more about that, of course we have talked about it in our previous lessons, and we're going to talk about it in the future as we continuously share this student's journey. All I wanted to show you guys is that this account is actually growing. There's a pending yield here of $3.99, so the student can actually harvest this. So with the powers vested in me by this student, I'm going to harvest this right here in front of you guys. So we're going to hit harvest, and you guys should see that being harvested and going to the student's account. Okay, so I'm going to have them log in into the account live, and you should see them harvesting that yield. So the $3.99, that is about $4. That is a 4-day wager for this student. This student doesn't have to go to work for 4 days because they lived under $1 per day. And now they can make that right here. And you can see it's going to send that to them, and boom, harvesting yield from 4 positions. And you can see the yield has been successfully harvested. And if we refresh this, you can see now the yield pending is 0. In the next 24 hours, the estimated yield is 0.80, 80 cents. But this, of course, goes up based on what is going on. And right now, they're going to correct this. How do you correct this? You're going to stop that trade. You're going to close that position. And you are going to close the position. And you're going to close that position and then create another position. Okay, so there we go. And you can see that has gone back because the assets go back. And then you can see the total here is about 458 if you add this from 100 and some change in a matter of weeks, just a few weeks. This guy has been able to get out of the rat race. So to create the same assets that we just stopped is to go to the pools, and then you're going to look at the pool that we just closed, which was the Sol USDC, which is this one right here. You can see that's the one we just closed, Sol USDC. So we're going to go back and create that. So we're going to go to the pools because you can see the Solana has been eaten. The Sol here, USDC is 24.90. And let's see what's going on there. Okay, there we go. All right, so you go to pools, and we want to get into this pool. So let's see if it will allow us to create a position. And as I said, you can use custom. So most of our coaches use about 20%. So range is 20-20. If you go 10, then that means you have to monitor that closely, because then you can easily get out of this. So let's go by 10 for the sake of it, and then we'll share the results tomorrow and see what happens. You're going to turn the auto swap on. So this thing is going to balance between the two. And does it allow us to deposit? Let's see, max USDC. There we go. It's loading. So trade 1 is we're going to sell USDC to Sol. So we have enough Sol to rebalance this trade. So we're going to do that. We're executing the trade. We're going to deposit into the trade and into the pool. And of course, we start harvesting what we call yield farm. And we're going to see if that is there on our portfolio. Yes, it is right here. And you can see so far 0, but it has a very good yield of about 0.25% average every 24 hours. And it goes up. And you can see actually this has gone up to 0.86%. But this is just an estimate, okay? Could be go up. And you can see already this guy is earning some yield passively. You don't have to be there. You just set this up once and you go. You can see this one is almost getting out of range. So we're just going to keep an eye on this. These ones are still balanced, like this one here, which we just set up. You can see it's already balanced. So now the range of Solana is 203 to 249. If Solana gets out of this range, then this is going to be out of range. You're going to be suffering what we call divergency losses, or what they call impermanent losses. Guys, this is the bonus. This is gold, guys. If you can take this, if you have a lot of crypto lying idle somewhere, this is gold. And if you want to know how to set this up, please just hit us up, and one of our coaches is going to help you. Our time is extremely valuable, but we can do this for our community. Okay, guys? Thank you. and have a nice day. And may the Almighty be with you. May the markets be good. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. I'll see you in the next one. But before you go, just do me one favor. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and also share this with a lot of people that you care and love, because we are together in this. My brother, my sister, we are together in this. We all want to achieve our freedoms, which most importantly, the three that we focus on in the Smart Wolf Club. Come and join us in the community. The link is pinned up in the comments. It's free to join the community. And if you need hand holding, you can join the master classes. The coaches are extremely busy, and not everybody qualifies to be coached by these guys because their time is valuable. You have to go through some questions just to make sure you are the right fit. They don't like wasting time, okay? And they fill up so quickly. So if you get there and the link is closed or it says closed, just join the waiting list. You can join the waiting list. Doesn't matter. They soon open up opportunities for people who want to be helped. You know, it's very important that we work together, because they say together we can walk very, very far. Alone, you can walk fast, but you're not going to walk that far, okay? So join us and let's go together. But just subscribe, share this, hit the bell notification, and like, because the more you like it, YouTube is going to share this information with a lot of people. We need this to get to a lot of masses so people can understand that life can be better, guys. Life can be better. Things can change. But for things to change, you must change. And with that, guys, I'm out. Goodbye.